So we're going to do some more work with word problems and translating and solving them. And when we're doing this, you want to kind of treat the word problem like it's your own little mystery that you need to figure out. And so we're going to do that step by step. So first we want to read the problem carefully. And while we're reading it, you want to be on the lookout for what it is you're trying to find. Then you want to see what are the clues that are going to help you find whatever it is you're looking for. So the first step, read the problem carefully, look for what it is that you're trying to find. Are you trying to find the number of people, the number of tickets, how long something is, how far someone drove, what is it you're trying to find? And then what are the clues that are going to help you find it? Now you want to choose a variable for one of the unknowns, because there are oftentimes we might not know a lot of things, but we want to write the variable for one of the unknowns. And then we want to use that variable to write an expression for the other unknowns. So if the number of teachers is 50 less than the number of students, you might do S for students and then S minus 50 for teachers. So you want to do that by making a relationship. Now that I have my variable and expressions for the other unknowns done, I want to reread the problem and write an equation. Generally, it's easiest to write the equation the way the problem is read. Sometimes they'll be tricky, but most of the time you can actually write the equation just the way the problem is read. So step 4 is to solve the equation and then figure out what it was you were looking for. So you want to make sure that you answer the question that was asked. Did they ask you for the number of women or the number of men? Did they ask you for the number of voters or the number of non-registered voters? You need to pay attention to what the question is and then make sure that you answer the question. And then last but not least, you want to check your answer. Does it answer the question? Does it make sense? So if you're looking for the side length of a rectangle and you get an answer like -6, you need to think, does that make sense? Can you have a negative length? No. If something has length, it's going to be a positive length. See if you can measure any of the shoes in your house and get a negative size. It's not going to happen. So make sure you check your answer. Okay, let's do this example. Over summer, I did 5 more dives than I did on spring break. So far this year, I have done 21 dives. How many dives did I do over summer? And my choices are 6, 8, 11, and 13. So the number of dives is going to be one of those. So the first thing I want to do is read the problem carefully. What am I trying to find out? Well, I'm trying to find out how many dives did I do over summer. That's what I'm trying to find out. What are my clues? Well, over summer I did 5 more than I did on spring break. So far this year I've done 21 dives. So I think that's going to help. So let's say that we can do it multiple ways. I'm actually going to not write like that. My choices for summer belong to 6, 8, 11, or 13, because I'm actually going to say slightly different. I'm going to say that D equals the number of dives I did on spring break. And so over summer, dives over summer, well, I know that I did 5 more in summer than I did on spring break. So I'm going to say D plus 5. And what do I know about the number of dives that I've done this year? Well, I know that they total 21. So that means I'm going to have something equal to 21. And the only time I get to dive is either on spring break or during summer. So I'm going to have D plus 5. So the number of dives I did on spring break, and then the number of dives I did over summer, and that's going to equal 21. Now what I want to do is I'm actually going to plug these in to see which one works for D. So if I put 6 plus 6 plus 5, does that equal 21? No. If I put 8 plus 8 plus 5, does that equal 21? Yes. So I know that I did 8 dives on spring break. D equals 8. So then how many dives did I do during summer? Well, it's going to be 8 plus 5, which is 13. So I did 13 dives over summer. Alright, now we're going to try another one. Alright, so let's try this problem. A puppy weighs 12 more pounds than a kitten. The puppy weighs 7 times more than the kitten. Find the weights of the puppy and the kitty. Your choices for the weight of the kitty are 1, 2, 3, or 5 pounds. So, step 1, read the problem carefully. What are we trying to find out? Well, hopefully you told me that we are trying to find out the weights of the puppy and the kitty. And we're given choices for the kitty. And what are my clues? What's going to help me get there? Well, I'm told that the puppy weighs 12 more pounds than the kitty. And then I'm told that it weighs 7 times more than the kitty. So I'm going to say that K is the weight of the kitty. So K is the weight of the kitty. Well then, how would I represent the weight of the puppy? And remember, I have to make it a relationship to the weight of the kitty. Well, I could look at this first one and say, well, the puppy weighs 12 more pounds, so that would be K plus 12. But don't forget, I also have this one that's 7 times more than. So I can also say that the weight of the puppy is represented by 7 times more than the kitty. 7 times the kitty. Well, that puppy, his weight is the same no matter what, unless you feed him a lot. So you're going to have that K plus 12 equals 7K. And now what you want to do is plug in 1, 2, 3, or 5 and find out which one is the weight of the kitty. Then you want to make sure that you use that and either add 12 to it or multiply it by 7 so that you get the weight of the puppy.